Hi everyone, it's Mark here again. I am the founder of the Arts and Culture Network based in London. We're a growing global community of over 180,000 now. As a result, I don't get to meet everyone, but when I do, it's a pleasure. And that's absolutely the case today. Sofia has joined me. Sofia is one of our new members. We're entirely member funded as a community, so it's very much appreciated. Sofia, thank you for joining me for this today.
Thank you, Mark, for having me. It's a pleasure to be able to have this opportunity to chat with you. As you said, you don't always get a chance to talk to everyone, so I'm grateful that you got a chance to talk to me today.
Well, it's great. Thank you so much. So wherever this appears, there'll be links to you and more information about you, so our fellow members can get in touch. But before we do that, perhaps you could tell us a little bit about you, where you're based, and the work you do.
Sure. So I am based in LA, and the work that I do essentially is, I think you sort of touched on it a little bit before. Like I basically tell stories around the world. I'm working right now on a kids project. We have an entire universe that we are developing out with that includes a game. It also includes a web series. It includes a lot of other aspects to it that the idea is that kids get to enter into the universe at different multiple touch points. So I've been on that project for a year and a half now, I think, soon to be coming up on 2 years. And it's been an interesting adventure. It's been fun to, just work on things that allow kids to become better global citizens. That's sort of our mandate, and have fun along the way. So that's one of the projects that I'm working on. And then the other ones are I have a feature film. I have a thriller that I'm working on that I'm actually looking to shoot in Malta. That's one of the ones that I'm in the process of casting at the moment. And I have a couple of other thrillers that I'm also looking to do as well. And yeah, so it's the idea of working in both the sort of traditional film and television space as well as in the sort of new media space.
Fantastic. Wonderful. Excellent. Well, you've given me inspiration for your fantasy cultural year that we're going to create together.
Okay.
I should point out you don't have any idea what's coming, which is hilarious. Um, so I'm going to start by placing you somewhere in the world.
Okay.
And I'm going to do that by asking you, what's your favorite building?
That is such a good question. Um, Right now, I guess just off the top of my head, there is a Flatiron building in Toronto that just sort of, from it gives you the illusion that it's like a triangle. And I just enjoy the fact that it's just got that different perspective. So
Is that the Goodham Flatiron? Let's have a look. I think it might be. Let's see if I let me share my
there's a
screen.
pub downstairs in it.
Right. Is that it?
Yeah.
Wow, look at that. I look at the back of it. Look at that. Is that a mural on the back?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Isn't that clever?
Yeah. So yeah, it literally is in the shape of it's I don't know, like it's just an interesting look, and it's just got this, when you look at it, it's got also the backdrop of the Toronto skyline, and it just
Yeah,
gives it that interesting kind of look to it.
that's a wonderful choice. So I'm
Okay,
going to,
thank you. I'm
that's
glad
great.
you.
So we're in Toronto. Now, I'd like you to imagine that you're sitting at a pavement cafe and that's the view.
Okay.
Okay.
Hmm.
It's 6 p.m. on a sunny June evening. Probably the weather is a bit more like that. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
And you're sitting there and there is you're at a kind of pop-up cafe and there's a drink on the table next to you. What would we find there?
We'd probably find, if it was a fantasy, especially, we'd probably find like a Pim's cup.
Pims.
Yeah.
You lovely. Pims.
Yeah, I got
Yep.
introduced to it many years ago in a bar in Toronto, and I've enjoyed it ever since. Or like a French 75.
Okay. We'll
So
go with the
something
Pims.
light.
Pims.
Yeah, we'll
Okay.
go with Pims.
Pims. And there's a book on the table next to you. What would we find there?
Um, we probably find The Alchemist. That's a book
Okay.
that's meant a lot to me. So again, because this is the sort of fantasy, because I tend to read a lot of different things, but this would be, yeah, it's that's the book that really changed my life. So I
Love
think
it.
it's probably,
I'm trying
fitting
to
that it
remember.
would be in this fantasy of mine.
I'm trying to remember who it's by.
Paulo
Um,
Coelho.
oh yeah, there it is. Got it. Paulo Coelho, The Alchemist. Fantastic. That must go back on my reading list. And Spotify is playing in your ears.
Okay.
What's playing?
That's such a good question. I would, uh, I mean, it's so hard these are hard questions to answer. I, right. I mean, right now, as I'm thinking about it, it would probably be George Michael. Anything by George Michael.
Love it. You see,
Yeah.
those four things set the scene. You're at the
Okay.
Flatiron in Toronto. You've got The Alchemist on the table next to you with the Pims, and George Michael is singing in your
In
headphones.
my
Love
ears.
it. Excellent. That has set the scene. Now, you're quite pleased with yourself because you've just come from a meeting in that Flatiron building with a wealthy Canadian family foundation.
Okay.
Okay. They like to fund and support interesting projects in the arts, and specifically with children in mind and the early adoption access to the arts.
Okay.
They've got to hear about the work you're doing, and they'd like to hire you for a year. Okay,
Okay.
the fee is enormous. The travel is first class, and they'd like you to travel the world, to go to interesting places, to learn about the tradition of storytelling in those different societies around the world, and what we can learn in developed countries about how storytelling informs and educates and entertains families and generations in less developed countries. Okay.
Okay.
Does that sound like fun?
Absolutely.
Yep. There
Yeah.
will be a TV crew will follow you because they'd
Okay.
like to turn it into a TV series. There's a book deal.
Oh, nice.
Um,
Okay.
there is a TED talk on it when you get back. And if you wish, a global university lecture tour as well.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
Yeah. So many people have said to me when I've been doing this, please, Mark, make this happen.
Oh yeah. I mean, if you
Yeah.
could, that would be wonderful.
So all you need to do is to decide in what city you're going to start, or what location are you going to start. So we've been in
Um,
Toronto. Where are we going from Toronto?
from Toronto, I think, well, I recently just watched an interesting documentary on the Amazon. So I would say we would start in the Amazon, in
Excellent.
some of the indigenous communities there.
So we'll go to Brazil,
Yes.
and we'll go to Rio, and we'll work our way into the rainforest from there.
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. Um, Excellent. So you're on the plane,
Okay.
and you turned left when you got on the plane, and the steward brings you a PIMS and a note from the Family Foundation. They've got a little challenge for you.
Okay.
It's a musical challenge. They would like you to limit your musical listening to one very specific genre or type of music for 12 months to the exclusion of all else.
Okay.
What's what would you choose to listen to in those circumstances?
I think I would pick like pop rock.
Pop rock, that's quite smart. That's quite broad,
Yeah,
isn't it? Yeah.
exactly. It
Pop
gives
rock.
you a lot more to work with, especially
Yeah.
because you have to do it for 12 months. So,
Yeah. George Michael's on there.
yep,
So
he fits into
excellent.
that category. I could listen to him for all year. That's fine.
There we oh good.
I mean, he's so talented. Incredibly talented. So,
Mm. Now we arrive in Rio,
okay.
and a group of young literature students have been detailed to take you under their wing, and they take you to a beautiful loft apartment. You can see the Bay of Rio. You've got Christ the Redeemer up there. They say, right, settle in, make yourself comfortable, relax. We're coming back to take you to a dance performance, and then we're going out to dinner. Now, this is where the time machine and the magic wand come in,
Okay.
okay? Because I have both, and they do work.
Okay.
Spelliarmus. So you can have any dance performance you like in front of you for a couple of hours. It can be any dance style, any dance group, any dancers, living or not. We can go back in time and we can have anything on that stage. What dance-based performance would you like me to put on the stage for you?
I think I would like to stay within the theme of, so it would be like an indigenous like an Amazon indigenous cultural performance. So like what would a traditional kind of, you know, sort of Amazonian performance.
Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
I would like to see that.
I wonder if capoeira would be right, because I think that
I don't know. I think capoeira is different
is
than
it. Where's the what's let's see. No, it's Brazilian dancing. There we go.
okay. Then
Let's
there we
have it.
go.
And if you like thrillers, um, this will probably work. So it's a mixture of martial arts and dancing.
Okay.
How about
Yeah,
that?
that would be wonderful.
Yeah, I like that. The look of that. Capoeira.
Yeah, I did martial arts for a little bit, so this is like up my alley.
Perfect. Okay. So we've enjoyed that for a couple of hours and it's
Okay.
dinner afterwards. Now, Rio is a cosmopolitan city with national cuisine from all over the world. You don't have to stay local. What would be your national cuisine of choice for the restaurant after the performance?
I mean, I think I would stay within the local cuisine and I would do like a Brazilian like a traditional Brazilian
Okay. It's
all you
probably
can
going to
eat
be a
buffet thing.
steakhouse, isn't it? It might
Yeah,
be
like like I'm thinking of there's a restaurant called Fogo de Chao and they just to let they basically come to you to the table with cuts of meat and you just pick them and they just
Mm.
keep going until you say stop.
I think
So
sometimes they have a green and a red uh, coaster on the table, don't they? And when you turn it to red, that means I can't have any more.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would want to do something like that.
That sounds lovely. I went to one in Spain once. It was wonderful. I think it was called a radizio. Um, it was wonderful, fantastic. Yes, and lots of different cuts of meat, and yeah,
Yeah, and you just keep going until they keep going until you say stop. But it's just the variety I
yeah,
enjoy.
wonderful. Now let's buzz again. Where are we going from Brazil? Another
Okay.
city.
I think I would want to go to Ethiopia.
Oh, okay. So we land
Yeah.
in Addis Ababa
Yes.
in Ethiopia, which I
Yep.
gather is a much greener country than most people assume. Everybody
I
assumes,
think, I mean, my sister's been there. I've never been. But I just, you know, based on her experience and how much she enjoyed it, I feel like that's some place that I would like to visit.
yeah. The actor Ewan McGregor and his friend Charlie Borman did a motorcycle ride from the north of Scotland right down to Cape Town.
Really? Oh,
And
I
they
didn't know
passed
that.
through Ethiopia, and it was much, much greener than I thought. So
Oh,
people
wow.
assume it's just sandy and desert-like, but no,
Oh,
fantastic.
good. Well, when we go, we're gonna
You
find
can
out
let
for
me know.
ourselves.
You can send some photos
Yeah,
back.
on my
Brilliant.
fantasy adventure.
Now it's sport day in Addis Ababa in
Okay.
Ethiopia. We had breakdancing in the Olympics last year. We had um, ice dancing, dressage, synchronized swimming. Arguably, excuse me, arguably some sport is performance art. So
Sure.
if I had to, are you a sports fan?
Somewhat, yeah. I
Okay,
mean,
what are
I
we
enjoy it.
watching? We can watch anything.
Um, I guess I'm thinking, I don't know why, but for some reason like soccer slash football is what I'm thinking for this
Perfect.
little
Okay.
adventure.
So we'll go to a kind of college championship football game.
Yeah, or I was even
Saturday.
just thinking of like some of the local kids playing. Like I could
Yeah,
see that.
that would be fantastic. I
That
was
would be
on
really and if I could join them, that would be fun. If not, then just watching them
and
run
lots
around
of
and have
music in the
fun.
stands.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
just having that, like letting them have fun.
Wonderful. Love it. Let's buzz again to a different part of the world. Where are we going
Okay.
now?
Oh gosh. Um, I would say let's go to Japan.
Wonderful. We're in Tokyo.
Okay.
Okay. Now in Tokyo, in our fantasy world, there is a new digitally enhanced art gallery, and you can put on some virtual reality glasses and you can step into the work of a famous artist. So, unlike the Van Gogh touring exhibition, which is projections in a room, you're in the picture. Okay.
Oh,
It becomes three-dimensional. It's 360 degrees. You can walk around. It might be animated. There might be sound, and you can see in 3 dimensions what the artist could only show us in two. So, in those circumstances, which famous artist's work would you like to jump into?
I know this is kind of cliche, but I would say Claude Monet.
Monet, that would be
Yeah,
lovely. Yeah,
yeah, I would pick Monet.
walking through Monet's garden and over the bridge, and yeah,
Yeah, and yeah, exactly. And just going through, yeah, I don't know, like I'm a big fan of Impressionism, so
mm, fantastic, wonderful. Now I'm going to bring you back to London, okay?
okay,
And you and I are going out together every night of the week, and we're going to do something cultural every night. So on Monday, we're going back in time to a music concert.
okay,
On Tuesday, we're going to the opening night of a theatre play.
okay,
On Wednesday, we're going to a Broadway or West End musical. On Thursday, we're going to the opera. And on Friday, we're going to the movies.
okay.
And between us, we can decide what we see. So for Monday, I wonder if there's a musical concert or event that you went to that you would love to be able to go back in time and experience again.
Um, I was gonna say that I had not been to, I think it's Glastonbury.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been, but I really want to go. So
I've
can
never been either. The the festival scene's not really my thing, unless I'm coming in on a helicopter and staying in a
yeah,
proper
yeah,
in a
five
yurt.
star kind of accommodation. I
Yeah.
would agree with that, and I like where you're going with this. So
Right. So,
so let's you and I enjoy Glastonbury in that way.
okay. Well, we're going to go back in time for when George Michael headlined.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Yes, love
We're
that.
flying in a helicopter.
Okay.
We don't
Yes,
have
and
to do
we're
all the
just
traffic.
having the best
Yeah.
time. We're not
We've got
stuck in mud and the whole thing.
absolutely. We've got two yurts
Okay,
in the
lovely.
VIP area with a fire pit in
Yep,
between.
fire pit and lovely blankets and the whole bit.
Yeah, and there's VIP walkways to the Golden Circle in front of the main stage.
Right, and lovely and nice snacks and the whole bit.
Absolutely. Sounds
I love
great.
it.
I love
I'm down.
that. Okay, so for Tuesday, we're going to the theatre. Now, we're in London, so we could, of course, go to the Globe, Shakespeare's Globe, or we can go to any theatre performance that you would like. What would you like?
I think uh I just saw Hamnet recently, so that's kind of inspiring me at the moment. I would say let's do like an interesting let's do Romeo and Juliet.
Romeo and Juliet at the
Yeah.
Globe
Yes.
Theatre on the
Yeah.
Thames. Perfect. And what about a musical, West End or Broadway musical?
Um Recently I've been into Wicked. So if we could see
Ooh,
Wicked would be
yeah. There's a
interesting.
video. Do you love the musical?
I do, yeah. I've seen
Yeah,
it before in New York, but it would be
yeah.
nice to see it in London.
So the new film that's come out, I think it's called For Good.
Yes.
And For Good is one of the songs from the original musical. And there is a video on YouTube of Kirsten Chenoweth and Adina Menzel trying that song out for the first time. And
Oh,
it's
that's
great.
interesting.
They're trying to work out where to breathe and get the harmonies right. And it's great. Really good.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
have to check that out. I haven't seen the movie yet. I'm probably gonna go Christmas Day because
Oh,
I
wow.
you need to do it properly, not just,
Yeah.
on your
Yeah, I
laptop.
haven't seen this the second one, the conclusion yet either. I might try and get to it next week. So
You
excellent.
and me both.
Great choice. Now, are you an opera buff, Sophia?
Yes, I have been known to go to the opera. I enjoy it.
Is there one that you'd love to go and see in London?
Definitely. I'm trying to think of which one to see, but I would definitely want to see one in Italian.
Okay.
For sure. What's the one that I did see? Uh, I can't remember the name of it, but
La
it's that same
Traviata?
one that they had in Pretty Woman. I want to say La Boheme, but I can't remember if that's the one.
Yeah, I think it was La Boheme
There
in,
we go.
yeah,
Okay. So yes, I would want to see La Boheme in Italian in
fantastic.
London.
With Luciano Pavarotti. We'll go back in time.
Yes, let's go
Um,
back in that with Pavarotti. Yes.
yeah. And finally, it's film night. So we've got a big, beautiful. Let's go to the Sphere in Las Vegas. Okay.
Okay.
Do you know it?
Yes.
Yes. Have you been?
Yes. Not yet.
No,
A
no.
friend of mine
Yeah.
has, but yes.
Yeah. And we've got the best seats in the house for the movie of our choice. What are we watching?
Well, we're watching what's already at the Sphere. We're going to watch The Wizard of Oz.
Wow. Is that playing now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that, and
Yeah.
it's,
They're going to do The Wizard of Oz properly at the
yeah,
Sphere.
wonderful. Isn't that? And it's huge, this place, isn't it? It's just
Yeah. Well, my
incredible.
friend of mine just went, she took her kids just recently last weekend, and
Wow.
they said it was amazing. So
Yeah.
hopefully I'm going to get a chance to go see it before it closes.
Yeah, that's great. Now we're nearly there, and you're going to
Okay.
travel the world and do all of this wonderful storytelling research. But before you do, I'm going to give you a hero lunch. So we're in London, and we found a Brazilian radizio restaurant,
Okay.
and you can invite one person. That it can be anyone you like, somebody living or not, famous
Okay.
or otherwise, and they will
Yep.
join you for a leisurely 2 hour lunch so that you can pick their brains. Who would you like to have lunch with?
I would pick Audrey Hepburn.
Hmm.
I mean, I don't know that we should be doing a Brazilian lunch with Audrey. I feel like she and I should do like tea and
Okay,
crumpets.
we'll go to, you'll have tea at the Ritz.
Okay, great. Yes,
Tea at
yes.
the Ritz
So
with,
yeah, I would do tea at the Ritz with Audrey Hepburn.
oh, what a great choice. That's brilliant. Well, there
She's
you
one of my
go.
favorites. So, what's that?
That's your fantasy cultural year done,
Wow, that's
Sophia.
pretty cool.
It's
That
it's
just
not
sounds
your
like a
typical
fun.
interview, is it?
No, it really makes you stretch and think.
Well, it's lovely for bringing out surprises and anecdotes, and it works really well. So thank you for being
Yeah, it
such a
makes you
good.
also think about what you subconsciously sometimes consider. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like, what are you really thinking about?
Yeah, some
with your
people have
tea.
asked for the questions in advance, and I'm happy to provide those if they ask for them. But it's a different experience because it's not quite off the cuff, and I love it when it's a bit more off the cuff. So
Yeah, it's like because it's a little more researched.
yeah, it is. Yeah. Well, you've done a great job. Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for
Thank you,
doing
Mark.
that. Wherever this appears, there'll be a profile about you, and we'll go on the website, on YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify, and LinkedIn with this.
Fantastic. Oh, I can't wait.
And our members will be able to get to know you a little bit better and get in touch through your profile. Um, thank you so much again for being one of our full members. It's very much appreciated.
For
And
sure. Yeah, I'm happy.
please don't rush off. But for the time being, Sophia, thank you so much for joining me today to do this.
Thank you, Mark, for having me. Appreciate it.